I got my side, you got your side.
Don't cross the middle.
Cross it.
It's too warm for hand holding.
Oh. It's ridiculously hot.
Yeah. 90 degrees in the shade. It's a toasty day.
I don't think it's 90 degrees in the shade, but
It feels like it.
it's toasty. It's been let me tell you, Katie, it has not been a good day.
Okay.
Not a good day. Not a horrible day. Just things didn't go my way day.
That's never fun.
No, it really, I mean, not, you know, I'm not going to complain much about it. I'll complain a little bit about it, but not much. Anyway, yeah, I had a plan today to clean up around the house. I wanted to do that. Is today Wednesday or Thursday?
Today's Thursday.
Darn it. Yeah, I wanted to do that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then work on the house next week. A big portion of the to-do list involves the weed eater, the weed trimmer, the weed whipper, the weed whacker.
The spinny thingamabobber that takes stuff down.
Yep.
That's that thing. That thing.
The string killer, whatever it's called.
String killer.
And unfortunately, it's out of commission.
Missing a part.
Yeah, so the...
Somehow. I don't know how we did that.
Katie bought a new string trimmer by Ego last October.
Yeah.
And it's one of them fancy ones where you just put the string in it and well, you press a button and it does the string. It winds it up. It loads the string. Well, you don't need to take the head apart to do that, but we didn't know that the first few times, and so we've been taking the head apart to put the string in. And in the head, there's a spring.
Every time.
She was perfectly... There's a spring in it to keep tension on it, so that way, when you need more string to come out, you can press it down on the ground. Well, we lost that spring, so
Don't
now...
know when, though.
We have no idea when. We have no idea when or where it is, and it's black, and we're not going to find it. We'll find it as soon as we buy new ones.
Yeah.
So anyway, so what happens now is you load the string, and then you start using the trimmer, and all the string just comes out because there's no tension on it. So anyway, I just spent the last hour trying to find the right spring because there are like 15 different models of this particular weed whipper we got, and you gotta make sure, anyway. So I wasn't able to do any trimming today. So I have a big checklist of things to do, so I was able to still do stuff today.
Just pivot.
I pivoted. So now as I'm talking through this, I'm kind of like, why is it such a bad day? I think it was like...
Just frustrated because you didn't get to work on what you wanted to?
No, and then like I had camera issues, and then really I think it just boils down to I was tired and I was hungry.
And it's hot.
And it's hot and I was thirsty.
And there was bugs.
No, actually the bugs today were great.
Oh.
There were no bugs today.
Because when I was over there, when we were looking for the spring, you were like, "Oh, bugs, go away."
Well, there was one eye gnat, whatever, that really liked my face. It thought I was some good-looking guy that really wanted to be next to me, and I wasn't having it. But no, up until that point, the bugs actually been really great. It was nothing.
That's good.
Nothing today.
They're all trying to keep cool. Finding little puddles and piles.
Yeah, so I was, maybe that'll work better. Yeah, I think it was just tired, hot, hungry. I did snack throughout the day. It's also, I think morning chores are just taking too long, and that really then irks me the rest of the day because I spent whatever number of hours or whatever it was, time on the morning chores. And I wasn't able to start on what I wanted to do. And then by the time I can start on what I wanted to do, it's hot.
Yeah.
And so I did wake up an hour early, And then all that hour was just, anyway, I'm complaining, and I really have zero to complain about. It was a nice day, but it just didn't work out well. But the perimeter fencing got all weed trimmed.
Nice.
Yes. So I had the same guys come out and do that, because I know I'm not going to get to it, and it needs to be done. So that's done. So that's nice. That's one item on the checklist.
Good.
That I can check off. I ordered the replacement spring for the trimmer, the compression spring for the trimmer. That'll be here on Sunday. So no string trimming this weekend.
No weed whipping?
No weed whipping. No weed whipping.
That's too bad.
Which is unfortunate, because we have a lot of interior fencing that needs to be weed whipped.
Yeah.
And then...
I wish it was easier just to pick up and move the fence in so you could just run the lawnmower.
Well, let's talk about that lawnmower.
Let's not. Let's no. Nope.
Let's turn your microphone the other way, so that way when you're talking to me, it can still pick me up. Still pick you up.
It'll still pick me up.
I know, but it's very quiet, and then I have to raise and lower the volumes. Yeah, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about the lawnmower.
Yeah, so I did a thing.
This was on Sunday. No, not
it was
Sunday. On Tuesday
when I was coming to pick
when
you
you were
up.
going to come and pick me up a few hours before I got onto my Dallas to try flight.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, I'll just do a couple more areas, because I was trying really hard. Like things that I could easily accomplish to make it look a little nicer and a little less cluttered around the homestead, and also grass. It just makes a big difference.
It really does.
And for his mood.
Oh yeah, totally. No, I totally
So
admit,
I was like,
she did a great job on having everything mowed. It looked really good when we got here. So
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
So I did a very large area, and there was one area that we hadn't gotten to in quite a while, and the weed whacker was not functioning. It kept spitting out the string very well, and that's why I was struggling so much when I mentioned a couple of videos ago that I was attempting to weed whack. So I was like, I'll just do the lawnmower really quick. And I knew there was some big rocks in the area, but I thought I knew exactly where they all were. The grass was still a little wet, so we had mentioned that it slides on an incline. It was kind of on a hill. This is on right next to all the hoop coops. It's basically right in between the two sets of hoop coops. And so I was going, and my tire started sliding, and I slid in between a rock, and the grass was about this tall, so I didn't really see the rock. I had the blades raised the highest that they would go in anticipation of, if I was to hit anything, but because I slid at the same time I was going forward, I ended up high centering on a rock, basically. And then I tried to, back and forth, tried to get it out. And then I was like, well, crap, I've never done this before, and that's not a light lawnmower.
No, it's not.
And so I was physically, just me, trying to either push it or pull it, or see if I could kind of lift it up off enough to get it back on, to no avail. So I texted Nate and let him know that, whoopsie.
Well, you were going to get the tractor, and you were going to lift it with the forks. What happened with that?
Well, I wasn't sure exactly if I was going to use the forks or tie it up and pull it.
Pull it. Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of tying it and pulling it, but it was about an hour and a half before I was supposed to leave. And it's a drive to get to the airport, and so it was one of those where I was like, well, we'll just do it later.
Yeah.
And I thought we would do it when we got home, but his flight was delayed so much that we ended up not getting back to the homestead till like 9 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock p.m.
Yeah.
And then we had to move. I needed help moving some chicken stuff that I wasn't able to do while he was gone. So needless to say, it just got left there overnight, and then we just didn't get to it. So now we'll probably try to get that out today.
Yeah, I think with the two of us, we can probably shift it enough to have it not be high centered, and then one can stand on the back and the other person can drive, and it'll probably
Hopefully
get off of there.
I
I was going to use the tractor today too, there's a few items on the to-do list that would have made things easier with the tractor, but the tractor is almost out of gas.
Oh, shoot.
Out of diesel rather,
Diesel,
not
yeah.
gas, out of fuel, and you don't want to run a diesel engine
Empty.
It really messes things up. So I have a 5-gallon diesel can, but it's really old diesel. Probably over a year old, and diesel doesn't sit well. It collects moisture and it gets really just bad, and I don't want to put that bad diesel in a brand new engine.
Right.
So I'm like, well, I'm not going to do that. So now I have to figure out what I'm going to do with that 5 gallons of bad diesel and get new diesel and fill up the so that didn't work out. But anyway, we'll get the lawnmower unstuck.
That was like, I couldn't believe. I was like, really?
You high center the lawnmower. You must have gone really fast.
That's almost exactly.
Kenzie, would you please stop with the...
That's exactly how it happened. I was just like, I think I was just hurrying up really quick because I wanted to get it done, and there was only like 2 patches left. So, she's fine.
Well, it's... Okay.
It wasn't noticeable in the last video.
Well, that's good. I
Clearly need to eat.
it's not just, it's just... All right, so today there was a funny thing that happened. I'm trying to remember. I came up with a name for our black rooster.
Oh, you did?
I did. I can't remember it now. Darn it. We've talked about this before, but the rooster, he is a drama rooster.
He is so dramatic.
He is such a dramatic rooster. When the hens make a noise, any sort of noise that sounds like maybe they're in peril of some sort,
Any type of distress.
any slightness of distress in their sounds,
If they make any noise whatsoever, pretty much.
he goes running, and he's
running right
he's
now.
just at the top of his lungs, just crowing and doing the song, or doing whatever. Not even crowing. He's making
He's
making
singing.
hen sounds.
Yeah, he literally sounds like a hen after she's laid an egg.
Well, that's what he was doing today.
Betty just jumped up on the table and all her babies are down.
Well, okay,
That was
whatever.
interesting. Sorry, that was just really odd.
So what he was doing today was there was a hen in the hay shed,
Laying.
either laying or sitting on eggs. Who knows? It was there for a while. And he was standing right over her doing the I just laid an egg song.
Yep.
And he's going on and on and on for like 5 minutes. He's nonstop. And finally I had to go in there and just tell him to be quiet. And I shooed him out of there. And then he's walking around like trying to call the others and just he's just being drama. So I didn't want to call him drama queen,
Right.
because he's a guy. And drama king didn't quite work. So then I was like, well, what can he'd be like Drama Dave or Drama...
Nate.
No, it has to be a D.
Has to be a D. Why?
Because it's DD, like drama something. Drama Duke is
Drama
his name.
dude.
Drama Duke.
Oh no.
It is Drama Duke.
No.
It is Drama Duke.
No.
That was the name that I came up with, Drama Duke.
No.
Yes.
It's horrible.
No, that's great. So his name is Drama Duke. You can call him Duke if you want to, but he is Drama Duke.
I'm just.
This is how we came up with State. I picked the name. She hated it, but it stuck. So Drama Duke it is.
Oh man.
Yeah. What else happened today?
I had back-to-back meetings.
Yeah, you were out or you were in all day long.
Yeah.
All day long.
Yep.
We're having an issue with the AC in the RV, the one that came with the RV, where about half of the time when it turns on, it just blows air. It's not even cold
Warm.
air. It's the air that is coming from the outside. It's just, in this case, it was warm air.
Yeah.
And then we have to fiddle with it, and then it'll start blowing cold air about half the time. So I have no idea what's going on with that thing.
Yeah, and since I was in meetings, like Nate walks in and, probably to cool off, get some water and things like that. And he walks in, it's like 86 degrees inside the RV.
It was so bad.
It was so hot, and I'm in meetings and I'm presenting, so I can't really just get up and go walk and fiddle with it, and it was literally one call right after the other. And I had tried a couple times, like as I was dialing into the next meeting, running over and checking it really quick. But yeah, so I was very toasty inside the RV as well today, to the point where it was like...
It was very uncomfortable.
I took a shower as soon as I was done with my meetings because I was like, oh, it's hot.
Yeah, I made the mistake this morning when I came in for the first time and you were working, you were in a flannel. So I asked you if you were cold, and you said you were, so I turned it off or turned it down so that way it wouldn't be so cold. And then I think
after that, we had issues the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And I try to keep it at a decent temperature because I'll get hot and cold throughout the day because it really just depends on where the sun is and what's coming in and how frequently the doors opened and closed. There's like so many little variables. So I always just keep a jacket at my desk chair just in case. Or a blanket if I need it, because the pop-outs, where I'm sitting, it kind of feels, it's like definitely a different temperature than some of the other parts of the house or the RV.
Yeah.
So I'm used to regulating depending on how I'm feeling in that moment.
I cleaned out the EcoFlow air conditioner or heat pump that we have in the window of the bedroom. I cleaned that out so it flows better. I washed our bedding, well, at least our blankets.
Comforters.
Yeah, the comforters, yeah. I was gonna do some more of that tonight. Winston's doing great. Yeah. He's starting to bark again, so that means he's feeling better.
Yeah.
He's occasionally licking himself, but not really bad.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of letting him be. He's sleeping most of the day anyway, both Levi and Winston. It's just so hot.
Yeah.
It's ridiculously hot. This morning we took a walk over to where we were seeing the coyote action. We didn't check the trail cams yet. We'll probably check them in the next day or two.
Yeah, I like to keep them up for a couple days.
Yeah, and we put that Eufy solar camera out last night. It has battery, so it runs all night long, and there wasn't any activity. But it caught when we went walking, and every time I went back there today, it caught us. So I know that it'll catch once something's back there.
Did it catch you coming back?
Directions.
Both? Okay, yeah, because that was it didn't catch me on the trail cam coming back until I was much closer. So I think I was just wondering if it was because it was too high for animals, because I didn't see the dogs go in and out. Oh, are we gonna?
It's a moving.
It's a moving.
It's a moving. Yeah, so what else? So basically what I did today was all of those totes that we have. You can probably actually see them behind us. How many do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I washed out 11 totes and dried them out, so now we can stack them and put them away somewhere.
Nice.
And use them when we need to. And then obviously in mornings, move all the chicken tractors, get everybody fresh, cold water. I gave them fresh cold water later in the day too. Make sure they had everything, or make sure they had access to cold water. In the 2 chicken tractors where we have 2 geese each, I gave them a bowl of water so they could swim and bathe themselves.
Yeah, we saw the ducks and the baby geese swim for the first time.
Yeah, yesterday.
Last night. It's very cute.
And bathe themselves. They look so much, they're so much cleaner.
Yeah.
Obviously they take care of themselves, and so it's just now it's a new part of the morning chores is refreshing their drinking water and their swimming water, bathing water, just like we do with the geese.
Yeah, because we wanted to wait till the ducks were at least 3 weeks old, and the weather's so warm, it's not getting below 65, 70 degrees every night, and every day it's high 80s to low 90s.
Yeah, it was for 91 today.
Yeah, so it's definitely, we even turned off the heat on the outside brooder.
Oh yeah.
It's just, definitely. It's so warm outside right now, so we could finally put the water in there and not have to worry about them having enough time to dry off before bedtime.
Yeah.
So, and stay warm enough. And there's enough of them in there that even if they were a little damp, they'd still be fine.
Yeah.
So they all enjoyed that. It was very cute.
Yeah. I think part of the thing today I'm still on it.
I
I think part of it of just, and maybe it's as, I'm feeling overwhelmed and defeated because there's so much to do and to take care of that I don't find time to work on the things to advance us forward.
Yeah.
Like I'm spending the next 4 days just cleaning around the house in order to not have to worry about that so I can start working on the house next week. And I mean, I only got past a small portion of the list today. So it's just like, it's just weighing on me too. There's, there's that aspect of it where it's just, there's so much to do. And it calms down in the fall and in the winter and early spring when things aren't so grow so fast, but it's still, it's just even with all of the animals we have, I mean, that's just an incredible amount of work all the time.
Yep. It definitely is. And we had, I don't think I even told you this yet, we had a viewer reach out to us on a different, not through YouTube, but through one of our other social media accounts, and said that what you're talking about right now really resonated with them because they were looking for property and found a property about the same time we did. And they've been doing it so about the same, and I don't know the details, the size or anything like that, or but they mentioned that they just downsized a bunch of their animals and they're actually looking to potentially quit homesteading because it's just too much.
I know.
It's so sad, like to think, and
I have those same thoughts. It's like, I don't know if I can do this.
Yep. And so that's what I've been working on today, is posting and trying to sell some of the flocks of birds and some of because I do realize that it's a lot of work, and the fact that, I'm continuing to have to work full time and I can't spend, the time helping as much as I want to, then it's not allowing us to progress for other types of projects. Like, getting in the house is obviously a priority that we really want to work on trying to finish this year, if at all possible. And then, it's like there's little clutter piles and stuff that drive us both bonkers. Yeah. But it's almost like, for me, I just have to put my blinders on because if not, if we're both overwhelmed, then it's never good. So it's just one of those where how do you manage it, and in a way that it doesn't get you to the point of getting so frustrated and just that it's too much and it's too overwhelming, because I don't want to get to that point. I have days, absolutely, but I just always try.
I have those days too. I don't feel like this all the time. I did the great majority of last year. Yeah. Like most of last year, this is how I felt. Just exhausted, overwhelmed, there was just too much. Yep. I haven't felt like that the majority of the time this year. Like this year's been a lot better, but I'm starting to feel like that again. Yep. And I think it's a combination of the heat that really does just drain me. Yeah. And then just the fact that summer and spring, it just everything just explodes. It just makes, and when you have a unkempt property, the size of ours, it's, it changes the perspective. Because I mean, even just when we take you all on walks and stuff, it's just, you can see how overwhelming it can get very quickly. And we just have to know that some parts of the property are just going to have to be ignored for a while, because there's just no possible way to even think about working on them. Nope. And like the kudzu patch, we had that cleared at the beginning of the year, or whenever it was, and it's come back with a vengeance. It's not nearly as bad as it was, but we don't have a way to go back there and keep it cleaned. I don't have the right attachment for the tractor yet. I will eventually, but I don't yet. But even if I did, like, how much time do I have to go back there? So I'm just like, well, during the winter, we'll just go back and tackle it. Yeah. But meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and spend a little bit of money and have somebody just continue maintaining the fence line. Yeah. I mean, not nearly as frequently as we have been doing, but enough to where it's not going to get overrun and then have to have a big expense having it cleaned off again. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think some of that downsizing, it's kind of like where I have just come up with or been okay with the idea that this year our garden is just not going to
Yeah.
really be much of anything.
Yep.
And it stinks because it's like animals' garden should be number 1 and number 2 priority.
Right.
But I don't think I'll be able to ever get to that unless we get moved into the house.
Okay.
You know, so it's like I just need to be okay with
Yep.
not
Yep.
this year. And besides, we're having volunteer tomato plants and
Yeah.
volunteer
Pumpkins.
pumpkins. They're
Hey.
doing it for us.
I think Sang was talking about that. All of like the sunflowers that he tried to plant
Yeah.
didn't come up, but all of the volunteer ones are ones he has no idea how they got planted,
Yep.
or he fed to his animals. They've all come up. So, yeah, it's kind of like.
It's got to pick your battles.
Yeah, it's one of those. I'll probably throw some more seeds in the ground up there, and if they take off, awesome. I think one of my tomato plants, I think, survived the rabbit. So I have one up there in the bed, and it's about this big now.
Oh, I'm not even watering it.
I'm not either.
Okay.
I haven't been, but yeah, it's this week probably might have to, but it's been moist enough.
Yeah.
That I don't think it was that big of a deal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll get around to.
Well, yeah. Plus, I think what I'm going to start doing is waking up even earlier. So that way, the majority of the stuff I can do before the heat really comes
Yeah.
in. And then when it's really hot part of the day, just do what many people have suggested several times. Just go inside, do indoor work, cool off, take a break, and come back out when it's, because it's just.
Yeah, work on editing or work on projects. Yeah, I think.
Or nap.
Or nap. Hey, this time of year, I think 6 a.m. is probably when I have to get started. Mm-hmm. And I am only in bed for about 2.5, 3 hours at that point. So I need to drastically change my schedule.
Yep.
Because I'm such a night owl, and anyone who's ever messaged me or talked to me knows that they're like, what are you still doing up? Or I'll respond at like 2 a.m. sometimes. It's when I go through emails and through messages and stuff. So I just have to figure out how to change that routine now that I stopped drinking soda, and maybe just
Caffeine late at night.
Yeah, just because I used to I'd be like 11 o'clock at night, I'd have a soda and stuff and just stay up all night. But I've stopped doing that, so now it's
But you're still staying up all night.
But I'm still staying up all night. I've always been that way.
Yeah.
I've always been like a super late to bed, late to rise. Never been a fan of the early mornings.
Yeah.
But I think
Once I get the grogginess away, it's great.
yeah.
But it's that grogginess
Yep.
really just takes a while.
Yeah, because then if I can fix that, then I can start helping you before I start work, and we can get a little bit more done, and then hopefully maybe then that'll
Why
help.
don't we just install a bunch of really bright LED lights all throughout the property, so that way, since you're up until 4 a.m, you can just
I
work
can just
outside.
keep working.
Yeah.
The neighbors would love us.
Just get a couple more of those really bright solar
We have
LEDs. Yeah.
we have some more of those.
We have 3 more of those.
Yeah.
You just stick them up, and you just keep working until.
That's what we should put back there, where the
Oh, there you go.
coyote.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good idea. All right.
Yeah. Anyway, we're blabbing. We're anyway. So, doing good, despite the overwhelm feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you tomorrow.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, bikini.
You got it. You can do it.